Hi all, this is Shinu and I'm back with something very interesting in Flavors of Life. This is gonna be my second vacation vlog in New York and you're going to have so much fun with me because I am going to explore a jungle in the center of a city. Yes, of course, I am going to the Central Park in Manhattan, New York. It was such a beautiful, luscious green area in center of the city and I was always amazed with it. The best way to travel in New York is always to take the subway, the metro. Just take your card for 7 to 14 days according to the days you're staying there and just travel by it so you can get rid of the traffic and reach the place soon. We came up through a subway and we saw this food truck. I'm going to explore that. Yeah, sure. We kept on walking and we saw, yes, the Trump Tower or the hotel which was gleaming. It was golden, it was sparkly, it was so nice to see. I really saw a globe near that and I went closer to see how the globe looked. It was so shiny, silvery, so nice basically. So I went closer to see it. It was so beautiful. And the ice cream truck, yes, choo choo, the ice cream truck. I'm going to definitely explore that too. And then on my left side, I saw all this green stuff, and I went and I saw it was a bike rental, basically, cycle rental places. And then I started to understand the Central Park was gonna be really huge because there were everywhere people were renting out bikes and going there. As I walked by, I saw this beautiful door which was so much attracted to, so I just wanted to show you. This is one of the entrance of the Central Park. You can also go through this, but we didn't go through that. Of course, we walked a little more. And we ended up here. This is where the people told me you have a big statue and entered through that. That is the north side. So we finally found it and time for a photograph, but I actually videographed it. They were cleaning the statue. I'll just show you a few clips of it. Look how difficult it is. It was so huge. They have to bring in a crane or something like that to clean it. That was a very huge entrance in the north side. We entered and finally we stood clueless. And all this time my baby is sleeping, so I am able to film so beautifully without much of shake. We got a map, of course. We need really a map to just travel around the Central Park. It's so difficult to find out what's where. So we kept on walking. This was such a thing which was interesting for me, the rickshaw rides. If you're so much interested to go by a rickshaw, you can take it. But really, we wanted to explore the Central Park by foot. We kept on walking. There was a lot of music and things in the rickshaw. It was so attractive. And the first thing we came across was this kids ride, kids park like area. My baby was too small for any of the rides, so we just had a look at it. She was so excited, actually. It was called a rollerball or something like that. This was an exciting place for kids. If you're bringing your kids, do explore this area. And then we kept on walking and we saw some historical bridge like thing. Yes, talking about the history. This park was actually somewhere around, it was built somewhere around 1857. It is so old. And I see the effort people have put in to maintain this. It was clean. Compared to the city, this place was 100% clean. The city was not at all clean. We kept on walking, and of course we are going to sit down here for some time and just go through the map and understand where we have to go. Randomly, if you keep walking, definitely Central Park is going to be a tiring destination for you from my experience. And then, yes, of course, we finally figured it out. This was also a kids play area. It was that horsey ride, carousel, if I'm right. Of course, my baby was small for that, so we just had a look to it and we just kept on walking. It was a beautiful place. It was well maintained, and you will never believe it is in between that crowded, dusty city. This actually looked like a different world to me. And sit down and relaxingly enjoy the horses passing by. You have different patterns, different shapes, different colors to the vehicles. Look at it. This is so girly. Yes, of course. The person is a girl too. And so pleasant. We just sat down to just look at this pass by. And then time to go explore the second spot, which is the sheep meadow. One of the very biggest grasslands like structure in Central Park. So you keep on walking and you finally end up in a vast sheet of green like almost like a green carpet. It was like a green carpet for me. As you can see on the background, you can see a beautiful skyline of the buildings, and this is where the boundary is where the sheep meadow starts, and it's totally the 360-degree angle you can see. I'll move a little forward so that you can see a beautiful view. If I stand on the tip of that rock, I think so I'll give you a beautiful view. So a little shake, bear with me, but you're going to get a beautiful view. People are just getting sunbathed or tanned, whatever you can say. I was already like a roasted chicken, so I don't need that. So look at that, it was so beautiful. You will never believe you are in New York. So people were chillaxing. I didn't have time for that. I just took a look and I walked back. As we walk across, we see a lot of statues and a lot of street music, and I think it's time for some music, right? So let's listen. How people were sitting back very quietly and listening to the artist. And of course, I too enjoyed this kind of hard music. The next place, according to the map, was a diary. This was not something which was very interesting to see. The infrastructure itself is very beautiful. It is like almost like old looking cattle place or something like that. It had little gift shops and stuff, that's all. But there was beautiful and pleasant music going on here, and I really wanted you to listen to it. So listen. That was divine. This was the gift shops and things I mentioned, which was inside the diary. I loved looking at it, the infrastructure and the building looked so nice. And then we reached the pond or the water body which was there in the park. I was so much amused by it. Look how beautiful it is, and I always wonder how it will look in the fall because all the leaves change color. It will be in multicolors and the water will look really good. And the Bow Bridge, which is a very famous bridge, and a lot of love stories begin here, a lot of wedding shoots happen here. And talking about the history back, around 40 million people visit this park. 40 million? That's so huge. I just can't understand how people maintain it so neat. The water was little scary. I basically don't like green waters, so it was little scary. Look at the buildings behind. It was so beautiful. You can just sit down and keep looking at this single shot because I just loved it. There was little bench or sitting place there, which I really enjoyed. People were doing something interesting, so I went down there to see. Kids were fishing. I thought fishing was restricted over there, but something interesting what they were doing is they can fish, but they will not be taking it back home. They will let it back in the waters itself. It is just a sport, and they were enjoying it. There were a lot of fishies. There were lots and lots of fishies, and then I can understand how beautifully they've maintained that place. Can you see? He got a fish. He got a fish. He'll just definitely gonna let it off because that is a rule there. They will definitely leave it back. It is just a sport. Can you see the fishes? I hope you can see it. They were so huge. They were really, really huge. And there were little tortoise here and there and turtles. And there it is. We really wanted to take some pictures with this bow bridge, but I don't know why it didn't come out that beautifully. Maybe I need a better camera. Time to get one new. While all this was going on, yes, my baby woke up hearing her favorite music. She is somebody who loves music so much. So I just let her relax in the stroll itself for a little while and then I let her down. So she's gonna listen to some beautiful music. can literally see her enjoying the music. And this was the second place I found so much interesting. A walkway like thingy, which was a total contribution for the people who helped in developing this landscape. And without these people, this would not have been a possible place here. So each and every stone in black had a name of a person who contributed to develop this big landscape around 800 acres, if I am right. And then we encounter with a lot of statues, and if you are a person, a literature person, English literature person, you will relate to this. You can see the statue right now is Walter Scott, and of course little history about him, which I read, which was so tiny I didn't want it to show. And then we can see Robert Burns. Of course, he looked very handsome, but it was too sunny to cover him. Let me just take a different angle. Yes, I think so. There you can see him properly. If you are a student, I think so there's a lot of historical aspect you have to stand by and read. There's little history about Robert Burns out here, which was quite useful. We kept on walking and we saw a lot of artists. There were a lot of drawing artists out there and a lot of picture people and puppet. There were musicians. It is like a variety. You're just walking into an area where there's lots of varieties for you. You will never feel bad about being here. You can see an artist. He's just pencil sketching. It was so pretty. I didn't want to go near him and disturb him. Time for another pleasant music. The Central Park in itself is a complete tourist package with entertainment, music, and lots of fun for kids and adults. This was an interesting puppet show, a single puppet, but I think so that puppet itself is enough to grab people's attention. He was actually doing that beautiful moves which attracted everybody and made us feel really happy about being in New York. This vlog is definitely to be continued because Central Park is a very vast area. I just covered only a little of it. You can see a snap of mommy daughter and father daughter. I know you've been supportive and watching all my vlogs. Thank you for watching. Keep supporting. Bye bye.